So the smartest person in the room is not necessarily the most successful, right? And for those of you networkers, you know this for a fact. The smartest person in the room is not the first who signed up. In fact, the smartest people in the room obviously left the room. It's neither IQ nor is it EQ. So it's got nothing to do with your personality, charisma, charm, all of that. That too doesn't help you. You get my point? So it's not EQ, it's not IQ. Then you come to GQ, which means the good-looking people don't make it either. You know, IQ out, EQ out, and GQ out. So how the hell do you become successful? Your good looks don't help either, right? So it's not good looks, it's not intelligence, and it's not charm. What the heck is it? It's a very interesting word, an Americanism. It's called grit. So, grit is when you decide to do something and you just don't stop. And that is what makes for success. After all, didn't somebody write this book, Something Silence, all those years ago? Yeah? Why? Because silence is good. Silence means you're listening. You need to be able to focus on what you want to achieve and then put everything into it. That is what the secret of being full of grit is all about. Now the question is, are you still that way? You may have started off that way. Because I still remember walking into the room when most of you just started. And you were on fire. The only reason I could keep on speaking till 5 in the morning is because you were on fire. And because you were on fire, I could not slow down. If you think about this, I said this yesterday to the VPs and AVPs. The people who basically stuck with them were the ones who joined them at the very beginning. Because when you were on fire, you lit them on fire. And they're still with you now. I talked a little bit about Mandela yesterday. The one time that I was able to be in the same presence as this great man was in 2010, during the World Cup. That World Cup in 2010 was in South Africa. I was in Johannesburg with some of the few people here in this room. We were all in, the front row. And Mandela came in a wheelchair. This is an 80-year-old man, 80 plus, probably close to 90 at the time. And he came into that stadium, and that is a massive stadium with about, 60, 80,000, 75, 80,000 people. And his presence, he didn't have to speak. He just came into the space with a wheelchair. And the whole stadium was on fire. The only difference between him in 80 in a wheelchair and you is you are retired. He wasn't. At 80, he was more alive with a candle lit at both ends than you are today right now. So how are you going to revive the next 25 years? Because that one thing, grit, requires a growth mindset. What's a growth mindset? A growth mindset hinges on one quality, that it's never too late to learn. In order for you to get past the next 12 hours to the next 12 months, there has to be a hunger and anger. Are you getting my point? And you got your hands, you got your legs. You're not dying right now. Live in the now. First and most important. In order to find that fire that you used to have somewhere inside of you, that fire is still there. That hope is still there. And that's the reason why you're sitting here in this room today, because at one point in your life, you had the fire. And that fire is the reason why you're sitting here today. That fire that you had has given you the right to sit here today. But you see, your life is your own. I cannot live this for you. The only thing I can tell you is if you are living without fire, you are not living at all. There's nothing you can teach them simply because you are not living it. You're not doing it. Saying it doesn't count. And there's nothing you can teach your downlines. Because it's the people on fire who create people on fire. What's our team? Touching a billion hearts. Now, it's a big shock for the corporate people because they think touching a billion hearts is some kind of numerical definition. It's not. Touching a billion hearts is a state of mind. It's a state of mind where you basically say that you are going to make a difference to everyone around you. It's not a number. Touching a billion hearts simply says that you are in a life of service. See, the one thing that you and I both know, that true success depends upon you being able to make others successful. So touching a billion hearts means you need to enter the state of mind where you see your path going through every person who's around you, because you didn't choose these people. Do you think you chose them? They were chosen for you. And in each and every one of them lies a path. In enriching them, in empowering them, in any way making a difference to them is the path. Which is why we started all those years ago calling ourselves Rhythm. Raise yourself to help mankind. Why raise yourself? Because you need to be on a higher plane to pull somebody up. Let's pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Can we do this? If you don't take your life seriously, if you don't take yourself seriously, then who do you expect to take you seriously? See, the strange thing is, you actually think that others need to take you seriously. In your head, why is he not listening to me? I am making sense. Why can I not, influence the people around me? Why are they not listening? It starts with you taking yourself seriously. If you can't take yourself seriously, who can? Who will? Are you with me? Your biggest problem is you don't take yourself seriously. You say things. Comes out of your mouth, sometimes out of control. It's in automatic mode, no? You have been trained to say these things without understanding them, without feeling them, without having lived them, without having paid the price for them. But you say it. And therefore, you expect everyone else to understand it. Sadly, it doesn't work that way. It simply doesn't. So start by taking yourself seriously. If you look in the mirror and laugh, that's the world laughing at you. So we have these 12 simple lessons. Let's cover them today. Herein is the first thing I just said. Having the knowledge allows you to speak. Your tongue flows. Why? Because you have knowledge, right? So your tongue automatically says things that you think intelligence requires to bring that knowledge together. It's actually linked by something else. When the knowledge is brought together, that something else is experience. And that experience makes your knowledge into wisdom. If you don't have the cut and the bruises and the scrapes and the pain of going out there and playing, right? Hockey, football, badminton, soccer, whatever it may be. And for the Indians, cricket. Cricket can be painful. Can get some cuts and bruises and all that. Can or cannot? Can. Okay, so there you see. If you haven't played the sport, you have only read the manual, how can you talk about it? Slide 2. Some listen to reply. We were just talking about that just now. The people who sit up and talk because they have heard me say something. Hence, they listen in order to reply. Are you with me? And then they try to emulate. But if you don't understand it, how can you do it? Understanding it means you have to live it, you have to feel it, you have to fall, you have to get the scrapes, the cuts, the bruises, and then get up again. Don't waste your time with explanations. People only want to hear what they want to hear. True or not? Have you guys not done, how many times have you done this? Every time you do your presentation, what do you say? Presentation. Right, your presentation. Every time you do your presentation, people listen to what they want to hear. So when you're sitting in front of somebody, whether it is a presentation or whether it's a concept, whether it's an argument, they've already made up their mind. There is no answer to that. It's as simple as that. They cannot. Once they made up their mind, you can't unmake it for them. The question you have to go back to is why? How did you allow them to make up their mind? Before you should never need to explain yourself. Does that make sense? It should be self-explanatory. The person should feel the explanation coming from themselves. They should be explaining themselves to you. When you're doing the presentation properly, they are telling you why, what they like, how it makes sense to them. Because the click is happening there, not in your head. Understand or not? So explanation means you're already way past. You should be working on how they should explain themselves to you. Next slide. Be like water, my friend. Because water fits into any shape. That's Bruce Lee, right? What does Dato say? Exactly. There's another key. Adapt, adjust, accommodate. When you're rigid, you break. When you're too rigid, you break. You need to bend like a bamboo. Are you with me? Next slide. This is a beautiful one for networkers. Intensity. You burn like fire at the very beginning. Do you remember how you were? And you think intensity sells. It doesn't. You think intensity, carries you. It doesn't. Consistency. Grit is not about intensity. Intensity is what Usain Bolt does when he runs the 100 meters. Consistency is the marathon. Are you following me? Yes? Next slide. The value of time increases as its availability decreases. Are you with me? So if you are sitting there waiting for your prospect to turn up, you have done something wrong already. He doesn't appreciate your time. The minute someone looks at the quantity of time, they stop recognizing your quality. Does that make sense? So it has to be always your quality. Then quantity fades into insignificance. Are you with me? Next. This is self-explanatory. Therein lies the doom of every networker. The minute he thinks he's great. So instead of Alexander the Great, we have all the other greats here in this room. So the minute you add the great behind your name, you're doomed. Are you with me? First thing you do, prick that ego, destroy that ego. Alexander had one issue, his ego. Right? Which is why they call him the Great. But ultimately he ended up in a coffin like every single one of us. Nothing great about that. Yeah? Next. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. No U-turns. Are you with me? Grit is about moving, but moving ahead all the time, every time. Next, a ship is always safe at the shore. This is what I am talking to you about today. You guys, You are ships that are parked in your port right now. You are completely safe in your port. So ship is safe at the shore, but it was never built for that. Do you think you were built to be parked? Do you think your body, your life, your function was built for the comfort zone? Are you with me? You were built to sail. You were built for storms. You were built for hurricanes. Next. It will. The truth, the one way you recognize the truth, Parminder, is because you're angry. Next. The fear of looking stupid is the only thing that will keep you stupid. The fear of looking stupid will keep you stupid. Next. Facing problems is what life is all about. It's the art of living. So problems make your life into an art, right? Running from problems is ultimately the worst thing you can do. We end up, turning circles in our lives. Extremely. Because we are running all over the place and still not getting a grip on what we need to do. Are you with me? Except for the part where we were doing push-ups and everything, Brijesh. But this is what needs to change. We know that. Somewhere deep down inside, we know that. You're sitting here today because you know that you want some traction. It cannot go on like this, where you are running in circles perpetually. Don't you think? So the answer to that does not lie in anything else outside there. It doesn't lie in the world. It doesn't lie in magical equations. It doesn't lie in, self-help books. It doesn't lie anywhere else outside of yourself. It lies within you. And it boils down to that single issue that we started with called grit. That hunger, that anger, right? It doesn't matter what it was that brought you into the room that first night. But whatever it was that brought you into the room that first night is so singularly important. You might think that was a tough time in your life. That was the best time of your life. Because to feel that edge, to walk the knife's edge, are you with me? That's living. That's what it's all about. There must be some adrenaline. You understand the concept of adrenaline? Where you are not looking at time, not looking at any kind of... Today, a lot of terms and conditions live up your life. You set schedules. How the hell can you set schedules? You cannot. You have to live your life like there is no tomorrow. Are you with me? So all I can say to you is the fire that you brought to the room carried us for 25 years. The fire you brought to the room carried us for 25 years. That fire needs to be relit. Not for the sake of the company, but for each and every one of you. Wasn't that wonderful? Think about it. You were hungry, you couldn't pay bills, you didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but you were a candle that was lit on both ends. Do you remember? And that's powerful, Baba. If you could teach that to your children, you have blessed them. Because they will survive. Do you understand me? Don't teach them to be who you are now. Teach them to who you were then. Because the world out there is never going to be as soft as you are to them. And if I'm saying children, that includes downlines. Are you with me? You know how many times people come up to me and say, oh, if I'm too hard on my downlines, they will leave. Have I ever softened down on you guys? I, in fact, would come into my TAPS training in those days and say to them what? There will be a bathroom break, right? In about an hour's time, don't come back. I'd rather lose the people who are not on fire then try to hang on to them. You have to set higher standards on yourself first before anyone else can follow you. And that's the reason you're here today. If we're going to live the next 25 years, it's because you are going to be on fire again. Are you with me? So over the next few days, we are going to try. Light that fire. And we are going to try to take you higher. This is one life. You have to live it well. You have to live it to the fullest. You have to reach the highest and deepest potential that is there within you. I don't know when your journey began, but I don't want your journey to end.